Hi, I'm Parker Powers with American Income Life, a division of Globe. Have you guys heard of Globe Life before?
Yes, we have.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we're the main insurers of like the Dallas Cowboys. We have the naming rights to the Texas Ranger Stadium. It's pretty awesome. I spoke with you guys about the benefits through Clayton Slaughter. Is Mary there?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay, awesome. So I have your benefits right here. I have to say I love that they have me using Zoom. It does make things go by a lot faster. Don't worry. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. Let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to get some things situated. While I'm getting this set up, let's learn a little bit about each other. How long, Joe Mary, how long you guys been married?
We've been married about 11 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Going strong, right?
Going strong.
I love that. You guys have kids?
We have two kids. We got one Ben, he's 16, and we got another one, Abby. She's about to be 13.
In and Abby. Okay. So you guys got one about to drive and then one going through middle school. So I'd say that's a pretty handful of a time, isn't it?
Yeah, racking up expenses, the car, the sports, all of it.
Yeah. Everything combined, right? Doesn't stop ever, does it?
Never stops. Keeps you working.
Yeah, sure does. What do you do for work, Joe?
Mm. I work in a factory and I've just been doing it. My father was into it as well. Long shifts, getting the work done, good benefits, making the money.
Oh, awesome. I'm assuming you have some pretty long days, right?
Yeah, did 12, 13-hour days.
Jeez, okay, I can understand that. We got long days over here, but we're not standing up all day long. I know that can, take a toll on you, that's for sure. Those day offs probably mean a lot to you, don't they?
You just want to decompress, lay down.
Right? Lay down, just relax, take a moment. And Mary, you do anything for work?
Mm. Oh, I just stay at home, take care of the kids
Oh, so you got the hardest job of it all, don't you?
24/7 round the clock.
Yeah, yeah, right. It can definitely be a lot taking care of two kids, especially, in their teenage years. It can definitely be hard.
Yeah, but they got all these activities they want to do. It just takes up a lot of your time.
Yeah, I bet it does. There's good days to it, there's bad days to it, there's everything in between. It's a lot taking care of two kids, that's for sure. So I got everything situated here, Joe and Mary. I know you guys are probably like dying to know by now. Let me just tell you exactly, why I'm visiting with you, what I'm gonna do. My job is just to go over some of those no cost benefits that have already been set up for you. Then I'm gonna go over some of those additional benefits that you must qualify for. And just so you know, so my company, American Income, we actually work with over 20,000 different local labor unions, credit unions, associations throughout the entire United States. And whether you like unions or you don't, the one thing we can all agree on is that teachers, firefighters, carpenters, police officers, they have the best benefits. And the biggest reasoning behind all of that is actually their relationship with American Income for the past 60 plus years. As you guys can probably imagine, they have me running around like crazy. Let me go ahead and get started, and we'll jump right into your first no cost benefit. Okay.
All right.
All right. Joe and Mary, your first no cost benefit is the Child Safe ID Kit mobile app, which is endorsed by the International Union of Police Associations. I'm sure you guys living in Texas know a bunch of families with kids, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, did you guys know that Texas actually leads the nation in abductions?
Oh my, really?
Yeah, and the big state that we are, 93% of those children that aren't found in the first 24 hours are never found. And sadly enough, if they're not found in the first 24 hours, most likely they're dead. It's not something that's easy to talk about, but that's exactly why they decided to create the most comprehensive app of its kind to help find a missing child. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to download the app. Are you guys on iPhone or Android?
We're on iPhones.
Okay, awesome. So go ahead, just pull up the App Store for me. What I'm going to do is it'll look like this. It says Child Safe Kit. It's kind of blue in the background, red, kind of like a stop sign. And it's just Child Safe Kit. Now, let me know when you guys found it, okay?
Mm, we got it. We're installing it.
All right, awesome. So after you guys get installed, in the beginning, it'll basically ask you to create an account. Go through those first basic steps, and then I'll send you over the activation code. It's a QR code. You'll be able to scan that, and then of course have full access to the app. Okay.
All right.
And what I'll do, Joe, is you're doing this on your phone, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send this to Mary, and then you'll be able to use her phone and then scan it off of that. Okay.
All right.
And Mary, what's a good telephone number for you?
469
Okay.
245
245
7501.
7501. All right. Well, Mary, you should be getting that any second. Again, Joe, you'll just be able to scan that and have full access to the app. Okay. Just let me know if you guys have any troubles. I'll be here to answer any questions. All right.
All right.
Mary, were you able to, did you receive that text, Mary?
Yeah, I'm scanning it right now.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. It's gonna let us fill the rest of it out.
Okay. Great. So I know by now, you guys can understand, in a frantic moment when, a lot's going on. If, for example, Joe Mary, if you're walking around Walmart and you have Ben with you and, you're looking at some clothes and you look away and, you look at the camera up top and, Ben's got it holding hands with someone walking out the front doors. In that moment, you're going to be frantic, a lot of emotional stress, freaking out, those motherly and fatherly instincts take over. And so, of course, it's hard to remember, basic information of your child in a moment of stress. That's blood type, height, weight, everything kind of goes overboard. And so, you can definitely see, this app will be able to have it all in one place. We like to say we're turning minutes into seconds. If we get this out to 100 families and we save one, that's me doing my job. And so I know with that explanation, Joe and Mary, you can imagine, if Ben or Abby went missing, you can see how important this would be, right?
Yes, I can definitely see that.
Well, so being the endorsed company by the International Union of Police Association, they're actually asking that you refer at least 5 families for this app. And I know, Joe Mary, you mentioned you knew families with children, and everyone always wants to put down dozens of people, entire football teams. But, let's just start with the people that are closest with you. Who's the first that comes to mind?
First person that comes to mind is Tammy Wilson.
Tammy Wilson. Okay.
Yes, number for her would be 214
214
476
476
3628.
3628. Okay. And the next person?
Next person will be Linda Moore.
Linda Moore.
Okay. And that'll be a 504
504
939
939
0873.
0873. And the next person?
I can't really think of anybody else right now.
Okay, so Joe and Mary, as we continue to go through this, if anyone comes to mind, to help you guys fill in those last 3 spots you have access to, feel free to stop me and we'll be able to get them down and get this out to them as well. Okay.
All right, got you.
All right, so Joe and Mary, the next no cost benefit is the AIL Plus discount card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. If you just give me 1 second, bear with me here, and just let me know when you guys can see my screen. Okay. And so, Joe and Mary, how are your benefits to work?
They're pretty standard, I'd say.
Okay, so I will say you're going to absolutely love this. So I am sure by now, you understand that you don't control those group benefits. And of course, they can change at any time. And so this no cost benefit will actually help you with some of those gaps by giving you up to an 85% discount on things like dental, vision, prescription drugs, chiropractic services, hearing aids, even telemedicine. And so basically your membership requires an annual renewal. That again is at no cost to you. And so we'll just let you know when it's time to renew. You won't even have to think about it. It's funny, people always tell me that, they don't think they'll use it very much, but find themselves using it all the time. And again, at no cost to you, it's good to have that extra peace of mind. And so you'll receive an activation email within the next couple of days. So just make sure you 2 are on the lookout for that. Okay.
Got it.
And so, Joe and Mary, your next no-cost benefit is the accidental death and dismemberment certificate. That your letter should have talked about. So what I'll do is I'm going to pull this up and show you guys what it looks like. Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, I can see it. Okay.
And so what this is, of course, this is, Joe, for you, a living benefit that pays you $2,000 for the loss of one hand, one foot, or a sight in one eye, and double that amount or $4,000 for the loss of any two. Now, Mary, for you, this is a death benefit that'll pay you $4,000 should Joe die accidentally. Now, I know that $4,000, it does not seem like a lot of money in this world, and truthfully, it's not. I understand with inflation and how expensive groceries are right now, it doesn't seem like a lot. But I will say, Joe, if you were to die, that paycheck dies with you, and I'd imagine that would put a crunch in you guys' budget, right?
Definitely.
So, you guys can see definitely how this will help, right?
Of course.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and email you a certificate for your records. So you'll receive the green certificate in the mail, and you want to fill it out completely, make sure everything is correct. Send it to the P.O. box at the top to ensure that you are covered. And then, therefore out, you will be basically covered under that certificate. Okay.
All right.
So one more thing I need to do is put two emergency contacts on here in the event you, Joe, and also you, Mary, were to die in a common accident. Now, it is wise that they live in Texas. They're over the age of 18. And of course, they're living outside your current residence. So, Joe, Mary, who would be your first emergency contact?
First emergency contact would be Monica Gomez.
Okay, Monica Gomez.
And that would be 832
832
919
919
4586.
4586. Okay. And your second?
It'll be Robert Williams.
Robert Williams.
And that'll be at 832
832
480
480
9133.
91. You said 33?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So, now if something, does happen, you are going to need our local office number. So, Joe Mary, can you guys grab your phones for me real quick?
Right in front of us.
Awesome. So, go ahead and, the office number it's 832
832
327
327
0800.
0800.
Okay. And this is just so your family gets the money they're entitled to. So I'm going to be calling your emergency contacts personally, so they know what to do in the event of a claim. So if you could, please just give them a heads up that they'll be hearing from me. And in addition, if they do choose, they'll also have access to these as a big thanks to you. Okay.
Oh, that sounds great.
And now, Joe, so this policy, of course, it is just on you. But that second part of this benefit is that you can extend it to your closest family members and friends at no cost to you and no cost to them. So basically how this works, let's say, God forbid, Monica were to die in an accident. So a $2,000 policy, just like yours, will pay out to his or her family at no cost to you or them. So all you're doing is giving them the option to take advantage of this, just like you did. And so the ability to extend this, of course, is tied to my visit with you today because of your enrollment period. So it is important, not to prejudge anyone's situation and just let them decide for themselves. So they do give you $20,000 worth of this benefit, which means you can send up to 10 families. Now, obviously, Monica and Robert, of course, will already be taken care of. And so that leaves you with 8 additional spots. And I know you mentioned that you guys, know a lot of families in Texas. Let's give those out to, some of these families you think could benefit from it. Who would be the first person that comes to mind?
I mean, we don't really know about giving out people's numbers like that. It seems really sketchy.
Hey, Joe and Mary, listen, I can understand where you're coming from. I'll ask you one thing. Once we get to the end of this, if you can understand, that I love what I do and I care about what I'm doing and I'm doing a good job and you think that, I'll let you guys rate me at the end, 1 out of 10. If you think that I built up that trust and you understand what I'm doing is meaningful, then of course, we can move from there. And if not, then, so be it. But will you guys kind of give me a second chance at the end? Can we play that game?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, awesome. And so again, Joe and Mary, just make sure you give, of course, your Tammy and Lisa, also Monica and Robert, heads up, and extended that those no cost benefits will be coming out to them, just shoot them a call, give them a text, just letting them know I'll be calling them the next couple of days. Normally, like as long as they have a heads up, they're really happy about it. But if I call them and they don't know why I'm calling, what I'm calling for, sometimes they get confused and they'll be upset with the both of us. So please, 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 just let them know. Can you guys make sure of that for me?
Yeah, we can do that.
Awesome. Okay. So again, Joe and Mary, now I'm going to jump into those reviewing those exclusive benefits that you must qualify for. So all the families I speak with, that I see, they love this part of the program. It's really why 20,000 different groups handpicked American Income to handle their permanent, but also portable benefits for the past 60 plus years. And so, the next time, Joe, you're at your group, just make sure to give them a huge thanks for getting this all set up for you. Okay.
All right.
Awesome. So the first thing is we're going to start with the needs analysis software. So the reason, Joe and Mary, like most people, they don't have the right coverage or they don't really know what they need is basically because if there's not a great understanding of all of those benefits, and basically the needs analysis will help you have an understanding and anything that it can to fill in those gaps. So in a few minutes, after I review this with you, you'll definitely know exactly where you're at. So I'm going to ask you guys a few questions to see where you're at the moment. But before I do, I'm going to pull up my license for here in Texas, just so you know that I'm licensed to take care of these benefits. Okay.
All right.
So just let me know when you two can either see my screen.
Oh, that's great. We see it.
Yeah. So as you can see, I'm a licensed agent here in Texas. I do want to make this process, as comfortable as I can for you guys. And so with that being said, I'm going to start with those three preliminary questions. And so basically the first one is you must be a member of an authorized group or sponsored by someone who is. Joe and Mary, you're already part of that authorized group. So there's a huge check by that box. The second, of course, is you must have an active checking account with a bank or credit union. Now, Joe and Mary, do you have an active checking account either with a bank or a credit union?
Yeah, we bank with a credit union in Texas.
Okay. All right. And has anyone in the household been diagnosed with COVID-19 virus? And if so, when?
Yeah, now we're COVID free over here.
Well, I love that. Keeping the mask on, keeping the family healthy, right?
You can't be sick around here, and that COVID put you in the hospital. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it will definitely. It was a scary time, I think, for all of us. I know even as things have died down, but it's still it's a easier time. But man, when it was a lot of that going on, I think it was hard on everybody being in their homes, to worried about getting sick, especially with you with kids, keeping everyone healthy and safe. It's definitely a lot of stress on your family.
And they shut the whole city down.
Yeah, they did. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the needs analysis for you real quick. Before I do that, again, Joe, what did you say your birthday was one more time?
My birthday was 07/1978.
And you said 1998?
78.
78. Okay, excuse me.
You're good. And you said this was for a needs analysis software. Are you trying to sell me something here?
No, so basically, Joe, even if I did, I'm not here. I can't make you guys do anything. I'm not that good. Basically, it's just to give you an idea of where you're at, any of the needs that it can fill, and then you guys can make that decision on your own. It's basically just a software. If you can qualify for it, we will see that in a couple of minutes to give you a better understanding of where you guys are at, how you can move forward with that and proceed. But again, that decision is just up to you. As I said, I'm not that good. I can't make you do anything. Okay.
All right.
And again, that was 07778, correct?
That's right.
Awesome. So, Joe Marie, I am going to jump through a couple of these videos for you. I'm not going to make you watch them. Again, I want to do my best to give you the quick version here. So just give me one moment. Your union. Here's some things in the background. That's what that is, okay?
All right.
There's a couple more here to go, and then we'll get everything situated, okay? Since birth. All right, got everything pulled up here. And again, Joe, what's a good email address for you?
It'll be joe.bob@gmail.com.
joe.bob@gmail.com. Okay. And a good telephone, Joe?
It'll be 469
469
837
837
9804.
9804. And a good address for you guys, Joe and Mary?
It'll be 123 Main Street.
Okay. And what city are you guys in again? You said was it Grapevine?
Yeah, it was in Grapevine, Texas. Zip code 76051.
76051. Okay. And Mary, what was your birthday again?
My birthday is May 5th, 1982.
May 5th, 82. Okay. And again, Ben is the oldest, correct?
Yeah, it's been the oldest.
Okay. And what's Ben's birthday again?
December 14th, 2007.
Okay. All right. And then Abby, of course, is the youngest. And what's Abby's birthday?
She was born on July 4th, 2010.
July 4th, 2010. Okay. All right. And so any internal cancer in the past 2 years, breast, colon, pancreatic, uterine,
No, nothing like that.
insulin, diabetes,
Mm-mm.
cardiovascular disease, heart attack, stroke, peripheral vascular disease.
Nope.
All right. Currently using oxygen other than what you're breathing right now.
Nah, we're good.
Terminal illness,
Nope.
Alzheimer's,
Mm-mm.
any form of tobacco in the last 12 months.
Mary smoked some tobacco here again.
Okay. Currently on probation or parole.
Nope, none of that.
Arrested or convicted of a DUI.
Never.
Okay, awesome. So again, Joe and Mary, the biggest concerns for families that they deal with when it comes to handling these concerns is affordability. And so they have this set up where, if there are concerns, it can be based on around a 1 hour's wage per week, just to make sure it's accurate. What's a ballpark figure of your monthly income, Joe?
It'll be about 5,900 a month.
5,900. Okay. And again, Mary, for you?
She stays at home, take care of the kids. She doesn't work right now.
Okay. And again, Joe, Mary, I know this isn't like a dinner time conversation that you guys have regularly, but have you two decided or even had the chance to discuss if you're going to have a funeral or cremation?
We decided on the burial.
Okay. And I do see a lot of families, Joe and Mary, that will have life insurance outside of their work, because you guys know what happens to your group benefits, right?
They change and they're not stable.
Exactly. And so, do you guys have any life insurance outside of your current work?
Outside of work, I have 50,000 in term, and then I've got 20,000 in whole.
And is that 20,000 with the group, or again, is that outside of work?
That's 20,000 with the group.
Okay. And anything for Mary?
Yeah, I have a $10,000 policy I got when I was younger.
Okay. All right. And so do you guys have any, death benefits through work at all?
That benefits through work. I got like the standard package from work that everybody else picked.
Okay, great. So I'm really familiar with how those work. So, basically that you got what everyone else got, that kind of same umbrella of coverage.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, are you guys currently renting or owning your home?
We own our home right now. We get a mortgage.
Okay, and what's the balance of that mortgage?
The balance of that mortgage is about 120 grand left.
Okay. And the interest rate on that?
The interest rate on it is about 5%.
Okay, now about how many years left on that mortgage?
About 24.
Okay. And again, outside, of course, from your home, about how much debt would you guys say you have?
About having debt now. We don't have any debt, nothing like that.
Okay, awesome. And again, so have you guys had the opportunity at all to start saving for Ben and Abby's college education just yet?
Now we're gonna make them work for that.
Oh, okay, all right. So let me enter this information for you guys, and then I will let the software run its thing, okay?
All right.
Again, Mary, you said it's 10,000, right, that you had as a child, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I just wanted to verify. All right. One last thing to enter here, and we'll let this do its thing, and we'll kind of have a better idea of where you guys are at, okay?
All right.
Hey. Submit this real quick. We'll let it run. Just give it one moment here. My system can be a little slow, I will say, so bear with me a little bit, okay?
Got you.
Here we go. It's loading in for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen again with you guys. You'll just give me one moment. Just let me know when you can see this. We'll get Zoom back up. My Zoom's being a little slow on me. I think you can understand sometimes with computers, it's not always the easiest.
Technology not the most reliable all the time.
All right. Can you guys see my screen okay, Joe Mary?
Yeah, I can see it up now.
Okay, awesome. So what this is the mandatory read-off letter. And so as you can see, they make us read this out to you. And so what I'm going to do is basically go over it with you. But with that being said, just so I'm not, sitting here, repeating it and going over it, I'm going to summarize it for you. That could be kind of that in between you and me. Is that okay with you guys?
That's perfectly fine.
Okay, awesome. So basically what it is saying is if you guys are sitting here and I'm reviewing the benefits and, you're thinking, wow, these are some, great benefits. I can see why, 20,000 different groups have, chosen, why they picked American Income. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys to apply today. Now, on the flip side, if I'm going over it and you guys are thinking, these are some really great benefits, but I just don't see the need for me and my family right now, then I'm going to ask you guys not to apply, excuse me. And so either way, yes or no, that decision does need to be made today. Again, during your enrollment period. Of course, that is just in fairness to all the other members waiting to enroll. I will say, they did make it an easy no-brainer. So it'll be an easy yes or no, the way that it's set up. Lastly, of course, does that all make sense for you, Joe and Mary?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, awesome. So lastly here, of course, is they want me to, of course, do what they call Google review. It's basically my report card. And so again, I do try to get 5 stars on it every single time. And so at the end of this, I'll be able to send that over to you guys and you can fill it out and, tell me how I did. Hopefully I'm doing a great job so far. And you guys can kind of give me a little review, okay?
All right.
All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skip through a quick video for you guys.
The warmth of family is one of the most beautiful and valued things in life.
Second here.
For this reason, saying goodbye to a loved one can be difficult.
Go. All right, just a couple more videos here. I know they can be pretty lengthy, so I don't want to make you guys watch all of them, okay?
All right.
All right, one more video here.
As parents,
All right, everything's loading in. Okay, we got everything up here. So what I'm going to do is go over, as you guys probably know, over the years, we go through contract negotiation, benefit changes at work. So it's give and take. Lately, it does seem like we're going to be paying a lot more. but we're getting a lot less. And, the company has a labor advisory board of 50 international union president. Their main job is to provide the best wages and benefits for their members. And so basically from their feedback, along with the feedback from members just like you two, they came up with a list of concerns that apply to all working families, whether they're in the union or they're not. So I'm going to share my screen again, and you guys will be able to go over these list of concerns, okay?
All right.
And just let me know when you guys can see it. I'm pulling it up right now. You guys see everything?
Gotcha.
Okay, so the first major concern for families is copays, deductibles, and lost wages. So as you know, health insurance, pays the doctors, but individuals can lose their wage due to time off work and have to come out of pocket for expenses. I will say, Joe, if you go and you pass away, what do you think? And you're not able to work or whatever does happen, what do you think goes with you?
All money I was making.
No, exactly. And you think, you're not making money. You think those bills just like stop piling up every month?
Never that.
No, of course not. And so, you find yourself having to go out of pocket, and that can be, a major concern for families.
Of course it can.
The second major concern here, Joe and Mary, is funeral and final expenses. And so many families, they don't have that $14,000, which is the average cost for funeral here in Texas for those final expenses. And, funeral homes normally have to have 31 to 6 months to pay out. And they want that money, insurance companies have 31 months to, or 6 months, 31 days to 6 months to pay out. And so, of course, those funeral homes, they want that money right away. And so within more than that, you tend to find yourself having to come out of pocket again. You're digging in the couch for change. And so, have Joe and Mary, have either of you dealt with a funeral before?
Yes, my grandma passed away a couple years back.
And I mean, was that process smooth or?
Yeah, we had to call a bunch of family members, pull some money together to get the burial in order.
Right. And so, I mean, every member I sit down with, it can kind of be a messy process, not only emotionally, but also financially. And so, again, like I said, that's just a major concern for families. And as you can see here, the third one is paycheck loss. And so, Joe, basically, if you were to die, as we mentioned, that your paycheck goes with you. And so basically you have to find other forms of income. If your paycheck's gone, Mary's, it'd be hard for her to, there's a lot going on with you, and Mary's got to take care of Ben and Abby. She's got to figure out, also how to, supply your income as well. It's basically impossible. And so again, that's a major concern for families. The fourth here is a mortgage or rent. And so, the second thing after, of course, income protection is, mortgage, your home, where you reside, where you live in. And so many families may lose their home, after a sudden breadwinner like you, Joe, if you were to pass, by having to supplement that income coming in to take care of that mortgage. And I know, Joe, you would not want to leave your family, not only Mary, but also Ben and Abby, without a roof over their head, right?
Of course not.
No, of course. So that's, again, just a major concern for families. It can be a big problem. The fifth here is children's protection. Now, Joe and Mary, I know you two love both of your kids, Ben and Abby, and, you want to be able to do everything for them. Basically, those benefits you have through work, Joe, those aren't permanent for the children. And that can create a major risk. Any kind of unexpected death for either of you can jeopardize, education, if that's private schooling, if that's higher education, such as colleges, many opportunities for your children. And so not being able to support them in that way, again, it's just a major concern for families. And I know from you both and how you talked about it, you guys want to do everything you can to take care of Ben and Abby, right?
Obviously.
The sixth here is terminal illness, especially cancer. So have you guys ever dealt with, anyone who's dealt with cancer?
I've known people that, like some coworkers and their family members.
Right. And, just like we all have, everyone knows, people who've dealt with it. It's just the sad truth, but you tend to always know someone is. Not an easy thing to deal with, extremely expensive. Men in the US have a 1 in 2 lifetime chance of dying and developing cancer. Women, it's 1 in 3. After 65, that's, back up to 1 in 2. And so in the United States, we don't live in Europe. We have to pay for healthcare. And so how expensive that can be. Normally, those expenses can be the leading cause of bankruptcy here in the US. And so that's, again, why this can be a major concern, of course, where, how much costly, having to go through a terminal illness can be. The seventh here, Joe and Mary, is group benefits. And so, your group benefits are great, but as we mentioned, they can change anytime. They can be canceled. You could retire, be laid off, decide to change the line of work. And so, you lose those, basically all of that if they experience, a long illness, always before your death, Joe. And so, Joe, if you're out of those group benefits, you have, those things that aren't permanent, you have nothing covering your family. And, I know for you, Joe, those things can be a huge benefit for your family and you want to be able to take care of them. And so not having that can be a major concern for you and your family. The eighth, the biggest concern of them all, affordability. And so, everything boils down to cost. You would think to take care of all these concerns, in the open market, it'd be not affordable for most families, waiting that can increase the cost, age changes, health changes, whatever things that jeopardize your way of qualifying. Again, it's just a major concern. It boils down to cost always. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a little bit more depth on affordability because of that, that being such a concern for families. Okay.
Gotcha.
You guys have any questions for me?
Not right now.
All right. So again, as I said, that final concern, it's affordability. Now, as I mentioned, to take care of all these concerns, you think it's just way, way too expensive. I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands and $1,000 a month. But, we sit down with people making, $7 an hour, some making 77. Some are working tons of overtime. Some are retired, some are laid off. Regardless of their situation, we want to make this affordable for everybody. So the way we set this up, Joe, is let's imagine, you're bossing up to work. He tells you, hey, Joe, things are going so well. Business is booming. Everything's going great. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to pay you 41 hours instead of paying you 40 for the week. Now, Joe and Mary, for that 1 hour, are you going to, look at Mary Jo and say, Mary, I think it was time to go buy, matching Ferraris or, matching Lamborghinis?
No.
No. Are you gonna tell them, hey, Mary, we can think it's time to, with that 1 hour, start building our dream home?
Nah.
No, of course not. And now again, on that flip side, let's say your boss comes up to you, Joe, and it's like, Joe, work's going slow. We might have to lay off some people. We don't know really where this is heading. And instead of, laying you off, he comes up to you and says to you and your coworkers and goes, what we'll do is we'll let everyone off an hour early on Friday. So basically, instead of that 40 hours a week, you're making 39. Would you have to, get rid of you guys' a cell phone bill, look at Mary and say, I think it's time to cancel Netflix?
Nah, we're not doing none of that.
No, exactly. And, that's the exact idea is that, that 1 hour, it's not going to change your lifestyle. And so that's exactly why they set it up this way. So let me show you how that 1 hour can take care of your concerns. Okay.
Gotcha.
Give me 1 second here. I'm going to get this pulled up. So I'm going to fill this out for you guys real quick. It is best. I like to give a visual representation just because it basically makes the most sense, allows you to see it visually. And so we'll be able to, of course, give you a better idea of where this 1 hour and what it can do to take care of those concerns. Okay.
All right, I see.
You guys doing anything this weekend for the kids? I know you mentioned, being out here in sports. I'm assuming you guys got a lot going on, right?
Yeah, we're probably gonna take them to their grandma's house for a bit. They're gonna stay over there. Grandma spoils them, lets them do whatever they want. We're gonna just take
right.
take a little load off.
As it should be, right? Grandmas are always good for that, aren't they?
They just waiting on grandbabies all the time. So
I know that my mom's still waiting, so don't tell her anything, okay?
no, I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll say a word.
And you guys, so you have family lives close for you guys, right?
Yeah, they also stay in Grapevine over here.
Oh, awesome. So not too far. So I guess when you guys do need a break, you have again someone to take care of the kids for a little bit, right?
Easy access.
Yeah, right. It can definitely, being a parent, I can understand, especially coming from mine, like you need your time alone, right? You got to have those moments.
Yeah, just a little decompress, just take some stress off the mind for a bit.
Just to at least have a break, especially
Yeah.
if you're working, Joe, you're working long hours. So you definitely want it to at least go smoothly, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I got all this filled out for you guys. I'm going to share my screen with you again. and then I'll let you guys be able to view it, and then I'll walk you through it, okay? So you guys can ask any questions about it, all right?
Got it.
So just let me know, Joe Mary, when you can see my screen here. Everything good so far?
Everything good.
Okay. All right, awesome. Okay. So again, as you can see, Joe and Mary, I like to use an illustration. It just it makes the most sense. So basically, this is what's been set up for you. So Joe, we'll say, let's imagine like you go into work tomorrow. Right now you're both at job A. We'll call that the one on the left. Job A, you have like their normal group benefits, which you have now. With job A, you're making $14.75 a week. Let's say that another job opens up. We'll call this one job B. With job B, you have the same group benefits, same co-workers, same responsibilities. I mean, literally the same everything, Joe. The only difference is in income. So instead of making $14.75 per week, you're making $1,440 a week, which is about 1 hour's wage difference. And which, like you said before, it's not going to change anything for you in your guys' daily lifestyle. And so they took that 1 hour that didn't mean much, and they decided to put it towards something that would, which is handling all of those concerns in a very simple and a straightforward way. And so that first benefit covers your entire family due to any sort of accident. So like I said before, health insurance and group benefits, they're great, but they don't cover everything. And this program pays you up to $100 every time you go into a doctor, urgent care, hospital for any accident or injury. I mean, Joe Mary, that's it. That's a bump, a bruise. If Ben's outside and gets stung by a bee, you're getting paid. And if you end up overnight in the hospital, it'll pay you $200 per day and double that amount for intensive care, ICU, for $400 per day. So, let's say, Joe, you have an accident. You end up in the hospital for, let's say, 5 days. So by having this in place, it'll pay you $1,000 tax-free. Now, considering, Joe, you want to be working, not making any money, this money can help take care of those bills, right?
Yes, of course.
No, and exactly. On top of that, you'll also get $10,000 for the loss of one hand, a foot, or sight in one eye, and double that, or $20,000 for the loss of any two. So the last part of this benefit provides an additional $20,000 to $100,000 of accidental death benefit. Now, that's of course depending on the type of accident. But as you can see, if they're on job A, your current job, Joe, none of this is covered. So right underneath that, Joe Mary, is the freedom of choice or the final expense benefit. Now, the next concern has to do with funeral and final expenses. There's 100% chance that you'll use this one. The freedom of choice is a certificate, and I'll show you that right here. It looks just like this. You guys see that okay?
I see it perfectly.
Okay. So this will take care of your financial burden so your family doesn't have to. So the FOC has already been set up with every single funeral home, and your freedom of choice certificate is worth $30,000. And of course, for Mary, you can see it's $20,000. And now the funeral home director will simply call the number on the front of the certificate. And American Income will take care of everything for you, including sending the remaining money to your family. Again, Joe and Mary, that's tax-free. They're using this permanent benefit to fund your freedom of choice. That's why it's their win and not if your family needs it. And Mary, on the worst day of your life, can you see how this can make things a lot easier for you and Ben and Abby?
Definitely.
Right. And right now, you just don't have anything else in place, as you can see. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down a bit here on Zoom, just so you guys can see everything properly. Oh, we stopped sharing here for a second. We have some technical difficulties. Give me 1 second here.
I see it.
Scroll down. You guys can see everything, Joe and Mary?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So as you can see there with the income protection, it's giving you $284,000 in total coverage for income protection that pays out over 5 years. And now, Mary, I know when something happens to Joe, you're probably going to miss him, right? At least I hope so.
Of course.
But again, after a few weeks go by, aside from missing Joe, what else, Mary, do you think your family's going to miss?
The money.
Exactly, his income. And so your program, as I said, is providing a total of $284,000 that pays out of any kind of debt to take care of this concern. Now, Mary, this would give you and Ben and Abby income every month for 5 years. And as you can see, just like Joe was still there. I mean, his money's still coming in. That gives you time to figure out what you're doing with your life, your job, any other insurance money, refine yourselves and stand out on your own 2 feet. And, right now as it stands, there's nothing in place that can take care of your monthly income.
Mm,
Does that all make sense?
I'm seeing it.
Okay, awesome. And again, Mary, as you can see, you being the homemaker, there's nothing as an income benefit for you. The next, of course, is, besides your income, the next thing everyone wants to secure for their family is their home, where they live, where they reside, where they take care of their family. That's exactly why the benefit software is recommending mortgage or rent protection. As you can see, it is recommending $120,000 of coverage for you. Now, Joe, statistically, if you were to die during your working years, it's probably not going to be a health issue, like a stroke or like a heart attack, probably due to some sort of accident. So this is funded by an accidental death benefit to save you money. So right now, your current job, they aren't going to pay your mortgage or, when something happens. But, this program, it does. It takes care of all of that for you.
Mm,
And so next, as you can see, of course, is children's education. That's what the benefit software found, of course, had to do with your children's future education down the road. Most families that I speak with, they want their kids to have the option, the opportunity to go to college. And so statistically, the biggest thing that would prevent this is the kids lost not only one, but both of their parents. And, especially when they're minors. So the benefit software is giving you $80,000 for this college fund, which that breaks down to $40,000 for each of your 2 children. And now, Joe Mary, that's huge, right? I mean, you know how expensive college is.
yeah, of course.
And, as you can see right now, you don't have any of that. And of course, next, right underneath it is the child rider. And so this is also included. It's a special $10,000 life insurance plan for both Ben and also Abby. That they're 18 and younger, that qualify. And so when they turn 21, they can convert this to 5 times the amount or $50,000 of permanent life insurance with no health questions. Basically, having this in place may be their key to getting coverage later on. Now, when otherwise, they may not be able to qualify. You can see, your current group benefits, they don't provide anything permanent for either Ben nor Abby.
Okay.
And lastly, there is the terminal illness. And as you can see, the benefit software didn't think you guys had a need for it. And again, the software only provides for your needs. And so again, as you can see, neither of you, they thought that it would have a purpose for you.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen with you. And so again, Joe Mary, unlike, like your group benefits, which you can lose, these benefits are not only permanent, but they're portable. And so, Joe, if you leave your job, you retire, you leave the union, you keep these, they're yours. In addition, if you're on a qualified layoff, they'll cover the benefits for 3 months. And if you're ever in a situation where you've had a qualified strike, it's up to 12 months. Now, this way you and your family, Mary, Ben, Abby, they're not going to lose these benefits when you really need them the most. And, by the way, you don't ever have to pay them back. So I think there's a huge plus there.
Yeah, you're right.
And so, Joe and Mary, now that I've reviewed everything with you, I'm just sure that you can see why 20,000 different groups, they chose this program above all others. Why more families have our program than any other company? It's because of the value and the full circle of protection that it provides. I mean, Joe, if something were to happen to you, like a bad car accident, your family's receiving $370,000 tax-free, all for about 1 hour's wage per week, with which your current job, there's no guarantee that your family receives anything at all. I mean, So, Joe and Mary, let me ask you this. If you went into work tomorrow and you had a choice between job A and job B, which job would you take?
Well, we're taking job B.
Well, why are you doing that if you're making more money over there at job A?
It's about the benefits and the protection.
No, exactly. And Joe, Mary, that's literally what everyone says. Every member I sit down with, it's a no-brainer. And so, everyone they want these benefits, you can understand why, but not everyone can get these benefits. And so, as I mentioned before, I do have to see if we can get you qualified first. So let me run you through these health questions and let's see if you can qualify, okay?
All right.
So I'm going to share my screen with you guys again. I'm pulling it up now. Can you guys see everything?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, awesome. So has any proposed insured ever been treated or advised to be treated for alcoholism, alcohol abuse, including membership in AA, or been advised by a physician to reduce alcohol consumption?
Nope.
Okay, awesome. Has any proposed insured ever used drugs not prescribed by a physician, such as cocaine, amphetamines, barbiturates, hallucinogens, tranquilizers, narcotics, or sedatives?
Nope.
Okay. And again, has any of the proposed insured ever had their driver's license suspended or revoked because of a moving violation or been arrested, including arrest for driving while intoxicated or under the influence?
Nope.
Has any proposed insured flown within the last 2 years or intend to fly in the future as other than a passenger or scheduled airline? Basically, you're the pilot of the plane.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Has any proposed insured participated within the last 2 years or intend to participate in any of the following activities: auto, motorcycle, or boat racing, parachute jumping, skin, scuba diving, or skydiving?
None of that.
Okay. Has any of the proposed insured ever been advised to take tests and not done so, or not received the results, being diagnosed as having or received treatment for high blood pressure, chest pain, heart attack, stroke, or any other heart, blood, or circulatory disorder?
Nope.
Awesome. Okay. Now, of course, has any of the pros insured ever had been treated for any of the following conditions: diabetes or any other endocrine order,
Nope.
paralysis, epilepsy, mental disease or disorder, or any other nervous system or brain disorders? Now, this also includes, ADHD, PTSD, anxiety, things of those sorts.
Yeah, no, nothing like that.
Okay. Has any of the pros insured ever had arthritis, an injury or trouble with your back, knees, or any of your other joints?
Nope.
To the best of you, both your knowledge, Joe and Mary, and belief, do you have good and physical impairment or departure from your good health?
Nope.
Okay. We're going to move to section B here. Has any proposed insured ever been advised to take tests and not done so, or not received the results, being diagnosed as having or received treatment for cancer, tumor, or unexplained masses?
Nothing like that.
Okay. Just a few more, okay?
All right.
Has any of the proposed insured ever been rejected for life or medical hospital insurance, rated or failed to receive a policy as applied for?
Nope.
Has any proposed insured in the last 5 years had a physical examination?
Mm-mm.
No physical checkup in the last 5 years?
In the last 5 years. No, I did go for a little checkup like 3 years
Okay.
back.
Any with those checkups, had any medical treatment that included prescription medications?
Prescription? Nah, I didn't have prescription drugs.
Okay. Have you been hospitalized because of any of those things?
Nope.
Okay. Is any of the proposed insured currently a resident in a nursing home or ever been diagnosed as having a terminal illness, including Alzheimer's disease?
Nope.
Okay. Has any proposed insured ever had or been treated for any of the following conditions: asthma, emphysema, sleep apnea, or any other respiratory disorder?
Nope.
Ulcer, colitis, or any other digestive tract disorder?
Nope.
Cirrhosis, hepatitis, or any other liver disorder, or any other blood disorder, or received a bone marrow transplant?
Nope.
Kidney, prostate, urinary bladder, or other genitourinary disorders?
Nope.
Disease of the breast, uterus, or ovaries?
Nope.
Rheumatoid arthritis, or any other musculoskeletal disorder?
Nope.
Loss of hearing or loss of sight?
Nope.
Acquired immune deficiency syndrome, AIDS, AIDS-related complex, ARC, or AIDS-related conditions?
Nope.
Is any of the proposed insured ever tested positive for HIV, virus, or in the antibodies of AIDS?
Mm-mm.
Does any of the proposed insured smoke cigarettes or use tobacco in any other form? I believe Mary does smoke, correct?
Yeah, Mary uses tobacco.
Okay. And as any of the former use of tobacco, of course, Mary has not quit smoking.
No, she hasn't.
Okay. And has any of the proposed insured, either you or Mary Jo, used marijuana in the past year?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm not an underwriter, but based on what I'm seeing here, it does look like I should be able to get you guys qualified for the benefits. So basically, that QR checklist is just the mandatory checklist we review with all of our members. It explains that enrollment process. And so it explains really how those benefits are handled. And so as you can still see here on my screen, scroll down here for you. So this program is set up on a once-a-month computerized deduction through your banking system. Having it done this way, gains you a discounted rate. So I'm assuming you guys have probably done the math by now per week, about $88 a week or $355 per month. So this can be handled anytime between the 5th and the 19th of the month. What date is best for you guys?
Between the 5th and the 19th, we'll go to 15th.
The 15th?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Let me mark that here for you. And again, I do just want to verify that the 15th is a good date for you.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Awesome. All right. 1 second here. Put a QR checklist back up. All right. Hold on here. Zoom's being a little slow on me today. I think it must be the end of the day for me here.
Computer acting up. Tell you to go home, man.
Yeah, I think so. So basically, because this is a member-owned program, and once it is issued, it can't be taken away by American Income or your employer. There's an application process. We start with those health questions. In addition, this will allow you to all be signed electronically. So after we complete the application, you'll receive an email from DocuSign, or I'll give you remote access through Zoom, which will be confirmed the accuracy of the information and that you are agreeing to electronically sign these applications just if it were your own signature, okay?
All right.
Everything makes sense so far, Joe and Mary? Any questions for me?
That's all good. But I got just like one little thing is that me and her, we really don't like to make decisions on the spot. So we're probably gonna want to take like a day or two to think about this.
No, and listen, no problem. I understand where you're at. The only thing is, though, is like I said before, they want us to do this on an enrollment basis, like the letter said. So they figured they could do this this way because they already checked everything for you. It's approved by all of our members. The company is rated as the top of the entire industry, 100% union, and over 20,000 other unions, credit unions, and associations have approved this as well. The insurance benefits have been checked and rechecked and rechecked and rechecked. And these are the ones you're entitled to and eligible for. I mean, you guys do what you want. The main thing is getting you in on these benefits, but keeping it comfortable. Now, remember, it's member owned. So if it ever becomes uncomfortable for you down the road, you can always change it later. Does that make sense, Joe and Mary?
Yeah, it does. But the thing is that you also put it at like, he said it's gonna be $30 a week. That's like over $100 a month. That's a lot, Well, all the kids and these changing expenses, and they want to take classes for like soccer, and like she want to do cheerleading, you gotta pay for the uniform, and it just gets really expensive. We don't know we're gonna be able to afford that.
Hey, well, listen, now, Joe and Mary, I don't know about you guys, but, whenever I check out of, Best Buy and I get something, they always ask me if I want the warranty. I usually decline because whatever I'm getting is usually replaceable. But let's imagine that you had a machine in your house that printed $4,000 a month, or pretty much equivalent to your monthly income. If this machine broke down, it would be irreplaceable. Now, would you spend, $88 or so a week, as I mentioned, on a warranty that would make sure that machine broke down, that $5,900 a month would keep coming into the home?
Yeah, of course.
I would too. I'm sure you didn't think of it this way, but you are that machine, and the program is the warranty for a few cents on the dollar. Basically the idea is taking your first hour Monday morning and setting that aside for you and your family, Joe. And with that hour, you give your family the security of knowing that income that they will need will not be cut off. Now, the most important thing is getting in on the benefits, but keeping it comfortable for you and your family. Now, your program is set up right now about a 1 hour's wage per week, as we mentioned, the QR checklist, about $88 a week or $355 a month. That has inflation protection built in. Now, is that comfortable for you, or do you want me to adjust it a little bit?
Nah, that's way too much money.
Okay, so what we can do is we'll adjust it here for you, make a few things. I know for you guys, Ben and Abby, getting older, that college education is extremely important for you.
Yeah.
But what I can here is I'll make a quick adjustment for you. Give me 1 second here. So I can nearly get it down over $100 to $204.01. Now, Joe and Mary, that's keeping everything in place, just giving you guys each $20,000 a whole life and taking the income protection from 5 years to 3. Everything else is the exact same. Now, let me ask you this, with that, is it, does that make it more comfortable for you guys, that your $200 mark, more feasible for you and your family?
Yeah, that's a little bit better, but I don't know. Like we already have the insurance through work, and I'm gonna be working for a little bit longer, so I don't know if we really need it right now.
No, and listen, I understand that, again, like you guys thinking that, I don't really need it. I kind of need to think about it. But again, just because, you kind of, hesitating, I don't think it's a good idea to do at this level. Again, like I said, the most important thing is we're just getting you in on the benefits, but keeping it comfortable. So let's do this. We'll keep most of the benefits intact since you really need them for your family. We'll just adjust the amounts a bit and we'll bring it down to, let's say, $20 or $15 a week. Does that make better sense now?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
So what I'll do is I'm gonna make a final adjustment here for you guys. So look, we get that down at another almost 50%. Now it's only $108.09, Joe and Mary. Is that more comfortable for you guys?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So what I'll do is we'll go through this process. I'll pull up the application and we'll just briefly go through that. Again, at the end of this, I do want to, give you guys my Google review. So I'll share that course at the end of the call. Other than that, Joe and Mary, basically, everyone, does want to have these benefits, and I'm glad we're able to take care of this for you. With that $104 so being comfortable for you. Again, keep these things in place. Please make sure, that you understand how important this program is for your family. And I promise you that the next time that I see you, you'll be really happy that you did. Okay.
All right.
All right, Joe Mary. It was an absolute pleasure speaking with you. You guys have a great rest of your day. Okay.
You too.